Corruption was high on the agenda when it came to the campaign. It is also said to be high on the agenda of the government currently. But in terms of concrete steps that the government can take or ought to take in order to prosecute corruption, I think that the government hasn't, for this 1 year, the government, hasn't passed the exam. The reason is simply because the government has focused its attention solely on political corruption or corruption at the level of, former appointees of the Mahama administration, and to the neglect of what I call the large or substantial, acts of corruption that occur within the bureaucracy. And I'm happy that the Auditor General himself is here, and he will attest to the fact that what we see when it comes to political office holders, is minuscule compared to what takes place within the bureaucracy. What we lose annually in terms of national resources within the bureaucracy, in relation to acts of corruption, is more massive than what I think, political office holders, are accused of. So for me, the government has failed abysmally in tackling corruption because first, it has neglected the aspect of corruption that takes place on a daily basis and has focused itself in trying to paint the appointees of the former administration as corrupt, and is saying that it is undertaking investigations to bring them, to book. But something, what I think that since this government has came into office, there have been allegations of corruption that have been made. Allegations that are similar to those that were made in the past that served as the basis for the government's legitimate claim, to be one that will fight corruption. And this president has not taken the necessary steps in order to ensure that investigations, are conducted. And if acts of criminality have been unearthed, then steps are taken to send the perpetrators to court. I am grossly dissatisfied with the approach of this president, if there's any approach at all, with respect to the investigation of corruption.